And what this message said was, we've had a string, don't keep pulling me, boy. It said we've had a string of complaints today. I've tied him to a fence now, I can chat to you for a minute. And it says, it said in the text here, it said we've had a string of complaints today by the builders that you've let your dog out multiple times and let him have shits all over the floor and you've not picked it up. And I thought, oh, fucking hang on a second. I've not walked the dog today. I've not been outside the house today. The only time I went out the house was at 7:30 in the morning and I let him out for a piss across the road. So I straight away phoned Eastbourne and Lewis Council and I spoke to my housing worker and I said, listen, I feel like I'm fucking in prison. I feel like you've taken my needs into consideration, but you've not taken the dogs into consideration. I said everything that I had needs for in Eastbourne, considering the people, the machetes, the shooting, everything else. I said, you've taken all of my needs into consideration, but you've not taken the dogs. I said, we come as a pair. I said, you've put me in a place where the dog can't bark. I said, imagine being a dog, but you can't speak or show emotions, yeah? I said, you've put me in a place where the dog can't go to the toilet. I said, there's no garden. I said, every time I walk him, I get a complaint about him going to the toilet. I said, how can this be physically possible? And they're like, we 100% are on your side. We're 1,000,000% on your side because you've had zero complaints from anyone in the building, because we know who complained, and you've had zero complaints from any of the staff, the landlord, the housing options. You've had no complaints, yeah? In fact, you've had people like commending how clean and how nicely smelling the building is since you carpet clean all the hallways and put Lenore everywhere. We've had people actually say that I've gone into your property when you're not there, that your property is fucking immaculate, like a show house. We was even going to ask you if you're living there because it is so clean. I was like, yeah, I'm there every day, but I've got mad OCD and schizophrenia and personality disorder, so I just don't like mess. Especially where I come from was a natural shithole, even though I tried to make it nice. It was impossible. You can't polish a turd. And the guy's like, look, go outside and speak to the people that work there, like the construction people, and then go across the road and speak to your landlord. So I went outside, yeah, and I'm like, listen, can we have a polite conversation, please, yeah? I don't want to come across anything but normal, especially I don't want to be intimidating, yeah? So, like, let's just keep our voices down and have a nice conversation. I said, which one of you having another shit? Fuck me, I've only just got rid of the first one. Look at the size of that. You're banging out shits, yeah, which are fucking huge, bruv. Look at that, you're just letting them off, bruv, big ones. Anyway, so I've gone out there and I'm like, which one of you's complained about the dog poo? And all of them are like, not me, none of us. So I went to the landlord and I said, look, have you seen any dog poo? And he said, nah. I said, well, what's this text about? And then he's like, oh, that text is from this morning, because your dog had a wee across the road. I said, say that one again. He said, this morning at 7:30, you're seen on the camera leaving the building, and you're also seen on the camera letting your dog wee across the road, up against the pole. I'm like, I don't understand the issue in that. And he goes, I would politely like it if you could ask your dog not to go to the toilet from at least 50 metres near the property. I said, are you listening to what you're saying? I said, you want my dog to have a conversation with me about not pissing 50 metres near the property? I said, I already have a muzzle so I don't bark. I said, how do you expect me to hold his wee in? How do you expect me to have that conversation with the dog? He goes, well, listen, we're all about thinking of like ways through it, you know what I'm saying? If we put our heads together, I'm sure we can brainstorm a way through it. So I'm like, go for it, brother. Like, you know, just whenever you're ready, let me know. Just hit me up, you know what I'm saying? He's like, what about if I give you a parking display for outside the property, and I'll give you a disabled badge, or I'll take away the disabled badge holder display on the floor. He goes, what if you park your car there, and then you go from the door into your car, and then you drive the dog away from the property? I said, that could work. I said, but what if, as soon as I open the door, the dog needs a wee? I said, what if he wheezes up my car? Is that acceptable? He said, no. He said, I'd like it if you weed 50 metres adjacent of the property. And I'm like, listen, I'll be so real with you. Like, I generally can't control my dog's bladder. He said, what if you walk it more often? 5, 6, 7, 8 times a day? He goes, what if you make it so your dog don't want to wee where you're always walking him? I said, so what you're saying is you want me to spend 95% of the day outside the property so the dog don't need a wee when I go outside? Who's complaining about Blue? Everyone, all the staff, all the workmen, next door neighbours, all saying that he's pissing across the road or outside shops or up poles. And I'm like, that's what a dog does. So then I phoned my housing officer and he's like, look, he said, look, I've thought of something even better for you, yeah? He goes, we're going to move you. He goes, because obviously we've given full liability to you. We've got full legislation to look after you for the next 30 years. He goes, as long as you don't make a mistake, we'll move you 100 times. He goes, what we're going to do is we're going to move you, yeah? You'll be leaving Gosport, and we're going to give you a 1 or 2 bedroom house with a garden, back garden. He goes, that way you won't need to walk him 100 times a day. He goes, that way you won't need to go in and out the property 15 times a day. He goes, that way you'll be able to relax and the dog can just go in the garden. I said, well, that would be fucking lovely. Do you know what I mean? That would be lovely, considering I didn't ask to live with 6 other families. Do you know what I'm saying, yeah? And then I'm like, he goes, but the only thing is, I can't... Shut up. I'm fucking outside, you know, mate. He goes, the only thing is, he goes, I can't promise you a 2-bedroom or a new build. He goes, I can only promise you maybe a 1 or 2-bedroom house or flat with a garden adjacent at the back of the property. But I can't promise you the same standard of property. He goes, it might be a shithole, it might be brand new, it might be drawing on the walls. He goes, you might not have carpet. He goes, you might have carpet. He goes, the only thing I can promise you, he goes, that all your needs will be fit, the dog's needs will be fit, and you'll have a garden. And I'm like, well, he goes, what I'll do is I'll leave you in here as long as physically possible. He goes, but when you want to move, he goes, you let me know and we'll go. And then I'm like, I don't want to move. I love the area. I've had no problems in the area. I love the house. I've got no issues with the building. I love the neighbours. I've got no issues with the neighbours. I said, none of my neighbours have complained about me. I said, it's the building across the road saying that my dog's pissing outside of it. Or it's a building across the road saying that my dog's barking. But how can you hear my dog bark if no one in my building can hear my dog bark? And they're like, it sounds like someone's just trying to fucking wind you up, do you know what I mean? Blue, stop making that fucking noise, bruv. I'm the one cleaning your shit up, bruv. Behave yourself. Absolutely behave yourself, bruv. I've got poo on my finger, bruv. I've got fucking shit on my finger and you're the one making the noise, bruv. You're taking a fucking piss, bruv. I've got shit on my finger, bruv. I should be making louder noises than you, bruv. My finger's gonna fucking hum a shit until I get back now. The fuck is this, bruv? And you think you've got a bad day? I've got a poo finger, bruv, and I ain't even scratched my ass. It's weird because a part of me wants to sniff it. You know what I'm saying? A big part of me wants to go, lovely! Yeah, that's how I feel deep down, bruv. Just to let you know, Blue, there ain't no one holding your lead, bruv, so you could literally fuck off. You ain't got to stand next to me watching me pick up your shit. You're fucking outside, mate. I've got fucking orange fingers now, bruv. I'm crying. No, I'd be fucking crying as well, mate. I'm using 3 bags for one shit, mate. This whole poo bag fucking thing's turning expensive. Bro, imagine carrying a turd, bruv. The fuck is this, mate? No one said to me, get a dog carry turd round. The fuck? Oh. Shitmaster. Poo finger. I've had loads of poo fingers in my life. My ex-girlfriend used to say to me, I hate it when you stick the finger in. Come on, don't kick their window, you fucking mug. Get away from their window. Everywhere you can go, you want to kick their window, bruv. You fucking off your nut. Wait. And stop kicking windows, mate. No shower again today. Today I've had a shower. I have a shower when I go home as well, mate. Stop fucking watching me like that, you weirdo. No, trust me, brother. I got my poo bag. Makes everyone know I'm a good